How are you doing, Andrew? Welcome back.
Good, Pallavi. Good to see you back, and you're on the mend.
Thank you. Thank you for asking. Fantastic. Now tell us about this. You're opening your doors for commercial operations.
Well, this is another challenge we're faced with. Gooree's been owned by Mr. and Mrs. Eduardo Cojuangco from the Philippines for the last 40 years. And it's been a private boutique racing and breeding farm on a large scale.
Yep.
So we've only run his own mares, and we've got a beautiful facility here with a beautiful training facility. And we've had a lot of success over the years, and he's been a great breeder and a great investor in this country. Now, as he's getting older and he's had a few little health issues, rightly so, he's winding back his numbers. He's in his mid-80s.
Mm-hmm.
He's just winding it back to a manageable number. And for the first time has said, you guys can open the gates commercially and make it pay. And so we're starting off from zero. In 35 years, we haven't got a client. But we have now. We've got some. And we've been knocking on doors, basically, trying to get clients, offering them a service here. It's a beautiful farm. It's been a closed shop for many years.
Yeah.
And we can walk in mares to the Hunter Valley, to any stallion they want. We can pre-train and spell. We've got it all here. And the records off this farm speak for itself. There's so many good horses have come off this country. It's just getting the word out there, and we understand we're not about to go and try and take business off other people, but we're certainly another option for breeders.
Can I ask if how many mares are you going to be taking on board?
We could probably take up to 120 mares and their progeny on the farm. It's a big holding. When Gooree was designed, I must say, the paddocks were designed. They're very big, undulating, yearling paddocks, 50 acres in size. So you can breed a very good, tough sound horse on that undulating country.
Mm-hmm.
The training facility, the track is the same circumference as Rose Hill Racecourse in Sydney. It's got new turf, new poly track, poly railing. It's state of the art. And 3.5 hours from Sydney, it's as good as you'll get. And we're 2 hours from the main staying area in the Hunter Valley. So for many years, we have walked out our mares. When I say walk out, take them over in the truck to whatever stallion, bring them straight back and do all the veterinary side here. So we're close enough to the hunter to access them, but we're just far enough away to be isolated where we're a little quarantine centre in our own right.
And you can develop the horses in the right way.
We can, and even the yearlings we've sold,
mm-hmm.
We've got a great vet. We've prepared them. We don't want to hothouse them 23 hours a day. So we're mindful that they get a lot of exercise. These are growing babies.
Mm-hmm.
And look, they're out there yards. They're big runs all night. So they get to gallop and they exercise and they're not soft, because we bought at the top end for many years early on, 15 years ago, and we found we had to manage the purchased horses a lot different to our homebreds. The purchased horses were traditionally a lot softer.
Oh, I see.
And that's from, a lot of yearling preps could be 3 months. And
mm-hmm.
on some places, they don't get off a lead.
Right.
So it's like you having a teenage child. They don't exercise and they sit there and they eat McDonald's. And then eventually, you want to turn them into an athlete.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
It's asking for trouble.
That's not going to happen. It's asking for trouble. That's true.
They become very soft-boned, and we learn from that experience. So we manage them differently. I mean, when they're out at night, this time of year, you double rug them. They come in the morning. I mean, if it's a wild storm, we bring them in. But if they grow a little bit extra hair, if that's the only thing different, we'll so be it.
Fair enough. They grow. They need to grow strong and tall.
They do, and look, we've had great success over the years with trainers like Gay Waterhouse,
mm-hmm.
who's renowned for getting a horses very, very fit.
Yes.
She works them very hard, and we had a great strike rate with her, and our horses stood up to the work.
Absolutely. And that's I guess one of the things that I wanted to bring out in this conversation was the fact that you have a number of years of experience. Your team is really got the right experience of training top quality commercial racehorses. Bringing them in.
There's no doubt. Look, we're very lucky that we've got the facility behind us.
Mm-hmm.
When they bought the property, we've got the right sort of country. And there's one thing, there's no doubt that we can breed a superior horse here off this country. And now we're there offering it to other breeders, and we'll sell yearlings commercially under our banner.
Mm-hmm.
But we've been at both ends of the spectrum where we've bred to race, and breeding to race is none harder because you're only as good as your last winner.
Absolutely.
And your everything depends on the scoreboard.
Everything depends on the scoreboard, and you over the last 35 years, that's what you've that's the experience that's talking.
Yes. Look, we're very proud of our previous record, but in this game, if you sit still for too long, it rolls on, and there's always someone there ready to take over. So we competed at the top level in the toughest areas of Australian racing. So we've got no doubt we can breed the right sort of horse, and little bit by little bit, clients are coming on board, and it's a new chapter.
It's a new chapter. So do you, are you going to fill those 120 slots anytime soon? Or do you have how many slots have you got left?
We've got a lot of slots. We've got, look, I was proactive. When we sold some mares the other day, I spoke to as many buyers as I could, and I said, you're more than welcome to leave them here.
Yeah.
And a percentage have got their own properties, but we probably picked up half a dozen mares out of that. And I mean, we're all learning here too. We're putting our commercial hats on now, and learning what we have to do to hustle to get business.
To talk to people.
So we're respectful. We certainly aren't going to go and try and take business of anyone else, but we're just saying we're here as another option.
No, it's a fantastic service. You've got the experience, you've got the land, and what more can you want?
Well, the other thing is that people want to, if they come here, they don't really want someone managing the farm that's been in horses 5 minutes. There's a lot of experience here, and I mean, it's fair to say some of us may be dinosaurs with the latest technology, but we've quickly grasped. I never thought I'd be sitting here talking to someone on the other side of the world on a laptop. I never thought I'd see that day, but we're doing it right now. So
we're doing it right now.
You know, we're open-minded. We're picking up things all the time.
And you've been picking up and doing really well with it. The horses have been winning lots of races. And that doesn't need technology. That needs experience. That needs land. That needs the ability to go and do things right.
Well, one of the biggest problems in the industry we found over the years was the attrition rate and the soundness rate, and horses not getting to the races.
Yeah.
And we feel we've certainly minimised that to a level which you can't get much better. And as I've said, we've been with. Our horses have succeeded with some of the toughest trainers in the land and some of the best trainers. And I talk about Gay Waterhouse, where she gets, like her father, Tommy Smith, she gets them superior, so fit. But the horses have got to have the frame to handle that mentally and physically.
Right, I see, yes.
Now, what we love is our horses will go down to Gay's, and she will work them hard, but they'll eat as much as she gives them. And they'll sleep, and they'll take all the work that she gives them.
Yeah.
So you get an animal that's at a fitness level that, in respect to other trainers, no one else could get them to that fitness level. These horses are bred tough, but they're so fit they'll run through brick walls.
That's scary.
That's the difference. That's the difference. When The difference comes out in the final 100 metres of a race when the whips are cracking, and that's when they have to dig deep.
Yeah, and they should have the structural ability to do that and the training to do that.
Yeah, look, we've had a great consultant vet who's been with us for many years by the name of Dr. John Peakfield. Excuse me there, technology gone mad again. And he was a vet. He was a consultant vet for Tommy Smith for 25 years, and what he doesn't know about racing and whatnot's not worth knowing. And he was understudy to Percy Sykes, one of the great vets in Australia. And he also, we've learned a lot about managing racehorses, conditioning young babies and things like that over the years. And that's, I attribute a lot of our success to their input as well. You really can't have a missing chain in the link from the moment when you rear them all the way through to the trainer. It doesn't matter how well you rear a horse and get it down. If it goes to a B or C grade trainer that doesn't have the right attitude, you're not going to succeed.
You're not going to see the.
Whereas if you breed a soft horse and you hand it to the leading trainer in the land, they're not going to succeed.
They can't do anything. The team has to go hand in hand.
Every chain, you really can't have a missing chain in the link. And as soon as something trips up, you'll know where the problem is.
I'm sure.
So he would come out every week, and we're looking at our horses, assessing them open-mindedly, our pre-trainers. That's a little too fat. That's a little too light. That needs this, and you're trying to tweak it all the time.
That needs an experienced eye. That needs people and the team to know what they're doing.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah, no, and he's been a great asset. I can tell you many stories over the years of horses that have ended up great horses where we've saved their mother from whatever, when it was a foal, and we could have easily put them down, but through his expertise, we saved that particular horse. I know one horse, a horse called Rapid Dragon, that was Hong Kong Horse of the Year a few years ago.
Yeah, he was.
His mother, as a weanling, was cast in a stall, cracked her pelvis, could easily have put her down. And through our vet and our team here, we nursed her through where she never actually raced, but she ended up producing a champion in Hong Kong. Now, looking back on it, there was many times where we could have just gone the other way and said, no, let's just give up.
Yeah, exactly. It's not worth the effort.
That's one big page we would never have seen. So it's things like that. And that horse was bred here. He was actually owned by Mr. Cojuangco's brother, but he went through the system here at Gooree. And, you look back on those sort of things, and I remember the morning when his mother couldn't put a hind leg to the ground as a weanling.
Wow.
So it's doing things. It's the 1%ers that count.
It's the 1%ers that count. Everyone counts. It doesn't matter who. Absolutely,
yes.
So I have one last question. Are you looking at specific horses, specific mares that you're taking on board, or at this stage are you talking to different people about the mares that they've got?
Obviously, we'd love a couple of big owners with their band of broodmares instead of 100 different owners. Would be the way to go. We are in talks with one quite big owner in Australia, which we can't really mention at the moment, that may be sending quite a few of his broodmares and racehorses here. We can take 120 broodmares here and their yearlings. We can offer yearlings for sale under our banner.
Right.
Or we can rear them here and we can have them broken in here and educated and pre-trained on our private track. So they really don't have to leave the property from conception through to going to their trainer. It's a unique property, but, we've priced ourselves up there with the bigger farms in the Hunter Valley. So we want that quality mare and the bigger owner, that's... and it'll come. And we've spoken to some big stallion farms in the Hunter, and they quite often they have a lot of overflow of mares that are wanting to get to their stallions, and they can't fit any more horses on their farms.
They can't manage they can't manage everyone. So
that's right. So look, we're 2 hours one way from the Hunter Valley, so and we've been doing it for many years. We can easily access the Hunter, get into the stallions, and get the mares back out.
Fantastic. Sounds like a big
So
plan.
I would appeal to anyone that's looking for something a little different, a relatively clean farm, which is important. It's only housed Mr. Cojuangco's horses for the last 35 years.
Yeah.
Here we are.
To give us a shout.
And look, we're very enthusiastic about the future. And yes, we've got a terrific record, but we can't rest on our laurels and worry about that for too long. We've got to move ahead.
You've got to do something different.
We've got to do something different. So we're out there. We've got this numerous of our own stallions that we've bred and created standing at stud that we walk into them as well, like Smart Missile and Hallowed Crown and Prized Icon. So we will walk into whatever farm in New South Wales they want to go.
That sounds like a plan. Thank you very much. It was lovely talking to you as always.
Anytime, Pallavi, and you're looking a lot better, so that's the main thing.